Hello again, and thanks very much for joining us. I'm Michael Nath. The Federal Inland Revenue Service has moved to boost its revenue collections drive in the bid to realize the 10.4 trillion naira target given to it by the federal government, with the opening of 25 new tax offices across the country. These new tax offices, approved by the FIRS management under the leadership of Executive Chairman Mohammed Nami, are parts of the service's goal to bring tax services nearer to the tax-paying public. The FIRS stated that these new tax offices would help bring many taxpayers into the tax net, help filling up of companies' income tax and value-added tax, as well as monitor compliance with other taxes. Speaking in Lagos, the group lead of the General Tax Operations Group at FIRS, Kabir Abba, said the FIRS management holds these offices as important and expects them to spearhead tax collection activities in the area. He noted that the FIRS boss had directed that members staff at these offices were expected to take the assignment very seriously while working tenaciously towards bringing more taxpayers into the tax net. Nigeria is expected to earn about $3 billion annually when it resumes exportation of hibiscus flower to Mexico from January next year. Nigeria's ambassador to Mexico, Honorable Adejare Bello, disclosed this recently after the Controller General, Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Service, Vincent Isegbe, who represented the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar, signed a bilateral agreement on behalf of Nigeria in Mexico. Nigeria had maintained good trade relations with Mexico in the exportation of hibiscus until 2017, when the relationship was suspended upon discovery that some containers of hibiscus flowers brought from Nigeria were contaminated with pests. During the period, Nigeria raked in over $600 million annually before the exportation was suspended by the Mexican authorities. Bello disclosed that upon his resumption as Nigerian envoy to Mexico in June last year, he immediately swung into action aimed at resuscitating the relationship, among other steps he had taken to take trade to a relationship that had existed between both countries to the next level. Seplat Energy, a PLC leading Nigerian energy company listed on the Nigerian Exchange and London Stock Exchange, has said its commitment to a just and affordable energy transition is unwavering. The energy company maintains that Eno and upgraded Sapele gas projects could fuel another 2,000 megawatts of electricity by 2024, thus displacing the wide use of diesel petrol generators for electricity, as well as the use of biomass as cooking fuel. The Chief Executive Officer of Seplat Energy, a PLC, Roger Brown, said this during his keynote address at the opening ceremony of the 40th Annual International Conference and Exhibition of Nigerian Association of Petroleum Explorationists held in Lagos. Seplat Energy currently operates 300 megawatts, which is enough to power more than 1 gigawatts per day, and strongly believes that the country needs to utilize gas to displace 20 gigawatts diesel petrol generators, as well as the use of biomass as cooking fuel. Beyond displacement, however, Seplat Energy believes that increased gas production and penetration in Nigeria presents huge opportunity for the Nigerian state and people. After 3 months of slower growth, Nigeria's headline inflation rate looks set to surge on the back of the floods that ravaged many parts of the country, analysts have said. Business Day analysis of the Consumer Price Index report for October 2022, published by the National Bureau of Statistics on Tuesday, showed that on a month-on-month basis, the inflation rate for October was 1.24%. 0.53% lower than 1.77% in August. But on a year-on-year basis, it rose by 5.09% points to 21.09% in October, from 15 0.99% the same period last year. The NBS report attributed the monthly decline to the present harvesting season. The food inflation rose to 23.72% year-on-year in October from 23 to 34% in the previous month. The federal government has identified about 213 gas blocks that are open for investment. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission said that the gas blocks were located in the Niger Delta, Anambra, Benue, Trough, Bida, Chad, Dahomey, and Sokoto. It said 69 of these blocks were discovered in the Niger Delta Basin, 12 in Anambra, 41 in Benue Trough, 17 in Bida, and 40 in Chad, 6 in Dahomey, and 28 in Sokoto. Already the country has 60 gas basins under the oil prospecting licenses, 44 in the Niger Delta, 5 in Anambra, 2 in Benue Trough, 6 in Chad, and 3 in Dahomey. Women-owned businesses in Nigeria will receive a $100 million worth of investment from the United Kingdom. British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Katronia Lang, has revealed the funding is in line with efforts to ensure gender equality in the country. Also implement UK's 3 years project that seeks to educate girls, empower women, and end violence against women and girls. Lang revealed some details of the investment on Wednesday at the Gender Inclusion Summit organized by the Policy and Innovation Center in Abuja. The commissioner also stated that the UK has worked on education for decades now, particularly in northeast Nigeria, where we have supported 1.4 million additional girls going to school. Also speaking at the event, the United States Ambassador to Nigeria, Mary Leonard, said prioritizing gender equality is key, and the American government invests $200 billion annually to close gender gaps through gender programs. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has presented a 320.34 billion naira budget, christened Budget of Resilience and Transformation, to the State House of Assembly for the 2023 fiscal year. The budget is 69.37% increase from the 222 billion naira budgeted for the year 2022.
Governor Godwin Obaseki, while presenting the budget to the State House of Assembly in Benin City, said 192 billion naira will be expended on capital projects, while 127.5 billion naira is for correct expenditure. Governor Obaseki said there is the need to build a resilient and sustainable foundation for the reforms, initiatives, and programs that his government has embarked on in the last 6 years. He said the strategic goal of the government is to utilize manufacturing, technology, agriculture, arts, culture, and entertainment as the catalyst to promote sustained investments across all sectors of the state economy. He added that the total projected revenue for 2023 is 300 billion naira, consisting of 144.26 billion naira statutory allocation, made up of value-added tax of 41.2 billion naira, capital receipts of 46.1 billion naira, internally generated revenue 60.4 billion naira, and 4 billion naira from grants, among others, while the balance will be sourced from development financing and financial institutions.
Mr. Speaker and honorable members, our budget size for the year 2023 fiscal year is 320.35 billion naira, which is a 69.3% increase from the 222 billion budgeted for the year 2022. This year, the budget is made up of 192 billion for capital and 127 billion for recurrent expenditure. While the budgetary figures may look high, on an inflation-adjusted basis, it is slightly higher than that of 2022. The revenue estimates for the budget is based on a $70 per barrel benchmark for crude oil, an average daily production of 1.69 million barrels per day, as well as an increase of internally generated revenues to 60.4 billion.
Governor Obaseki said the budget is based on a $70 per barrel benchmark for crude oil and average daily production of 1.69 million barrels per day, as well as an increase in internally generated revenue to 60.4 billion naira. Governor Obaseki said the state government will focus on education, health, road transport, buildings, agriculture, energy and electricity, as well as economic enablers in the 2023 fiscal year.